Welcome to the Turf Zone podcast. This episode features a summary of bills of interest from the end of the 2026 legislative session of the Maryland General Assembly, prepared by Percy Public Affairs and the Maryland Turfgrass Council, read from MTC Turf News Magazine. At the stroke of midnight on Monday, April 13th, the Maryland General Assembly adjourned, SINEDIE, the 2026 legislative session in Annapolis, Maryland. This year, the Maryland General Assembly introduced a total of 3,473 individual pieces of legislation, 1,406 Senate/2067 House. This included proposed policy bills, legislative bond initiatives, and joint resolutions. During the 90-day session, Percy Public Affairs flagged multiple bills of interest for the Maryland Turfgrass Council, MTC. Below is summary of the legislation that MTC took action on in Annapolis. Bill Summary. House Bill 91, entitled Agriculture Neonicotinoid Pesticides Prohibitions. This bill prohibits a person from distributing, selling, or using any corn, soybean, or wheat seeds that have been coated in or treated with a neonicotinoid pesticide. In addition, the bill generally prohibits a person from using a neonicotinoid pesticide to treat outdoor ornamental plants and turf, except as specified. The bill authorizes the Secretary of Agriculture to temporarily suspend both of these prohibitions under specified conditions. House Bill 164, entitled State Buildings and State Highways Collection and Disposal of Yard Waste. This bill generally prohibits state employees or contractors from disposing of yard waste collected on the grounds of a state building or a state highway in a single-use plastic container. All such yard waste must be collected in a container that 1. Will not be discarded with the yard waste, or 2. Is a compostable paper bag. MTC and MASFMA's position opposed. Bill status failed. House Bill 164, entitled Gasoline-Powered Leaf Blowers Purchase and Use Prohibitions. This bill, subject to specified exceptions, prohibits 1. Beginning July 1, 2026, the state from purchasing a gasoline-powered leaf blower, and 2. Beginning January 1, 2031, the use of a gasoline-powered leaf blower by the state and its contractors and subcontractors working on state-owned land. Each state agency in the executive branch must monitor and enforce that agency's compliance with the bill. The bill also establishes 1. A provision relating to the authority of local governments to enact standards relating to gasoline-powered leaf blowers, and 2. A requirement for the state and its contractors and subcontractors to comply with local standards that are at least as stringent as the bill standards when managing state property. MTC and MASFMA's position, support. Bill status failed. House Bill 321, entitled Environment Synthetic Turf Industry and Disposal Study Deadline Extension. This bill extends the deadline from July 1, 2026 to January 15, 2027, by which the Maryland Department of the Environment, MDE, must submit a specified report relating to synthetic turf to specified committees of the General Assembly. MTC and MASFMA's position opposed. Bill status failed. House Bill 833/Senate Bill 53, entitled Commission to Advance Lithium-Ion Battery Safety in Maryland Reestablishment. This bill reestablishes the Commission to Advance Lithium-Ion Battery Safety in Maryland. The Office of the State Fire Marshal, OSFM, must provide staff for the Commission. Commission members may not receive compensation but are entitled to reimbursement for expenses. By December 1, 2026, the Commission must submit an interim report on the progress and status of the Commission to the Legislative Policy Committee. By December 1, 2027, the Commission must report its findings and recommendations to the Governor and the General Assembly. MTC was amended into the final bills as a new member of the Commission and will be an active participant. MTC and MASFMA's position support. Bill status passed. House Bill 1237, entitled Pesticide Applications, Subscription Contract Requirements and Registry Establishment. This bill requires the Maryland Department of Agriculture, MDA, to establish a residential pollinator protection and neighbor notification registry for the purpose of registering individuals residing in residential areas who are interested in receiving notice of pesticide applications on contiguous or adjacent properties. MDA may charge a reasonable registration fee to an applicant for inclusion in the registry. However, MDA must waive the fee under specified conditions. The bill establishes related requirements for MDA, pesticide business licensees, pesticide applicators, and public agency permittees. In addition, the bill establishes requirements for a pesticide business licensee that has a subscription contract for pest control with a residential customer. MTC and MASF-MA's position support with amendments. Bill status passed. You have been listening to the Turf Zone podcast. Follow the Turf Zone on X, Facebook, and LinkedIn for all things Turfgrass, featuring podcasts, magazines, events, and more. Visit www.theturfzone.com for more.